Good morning, Santa Clarita, and welcome to Aging with Power, presented by Comfort Keepers in Home Care. I'm your host, Myles McNamara, and our show focuses on the challenges and the topics that we face on this journey that we call aging. We begin aging from the moment we take our first breath, and although our show will primarily focus on adult and senior issues, we will, from time to time, visit areas of the entire aging spectrum, from the womb to the tomb. Our subject matter experts will address areas of concerns and questions to empower us to make informed decisions. Now, if you ever have a specific question during our show, we encourage you to call on in 661-298-KHTS or on your dialing pad 661-298-5487 and chat with us. Ask us your question. Tell us what's on your mind. We'd love to address it. If you're the shy type, you can just call and talk to Chris, our sound engineer. Say hello, Chris.
Hello, Myles.
No, I said say hello, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Thank you. And Chris will answer the question, at least relay the question to us, and we will still address it because, after all, preparation is knowledge, and knowledge is power. And we've got a lot of power coming your way today. We are going to be talking about the information in real estate. Got a great crew assembling here in the studio. Anything from first-time home buyers, refinancing, investing in real estate, downsizing, upsizing, seniors looking for reverse mortgages. I mean, we're going to be touching a lot of bases today, covering a lot of great information in this very, very suspect market, I guess we could say. But things look like they're turning around a little bit, maybe, and so hopefully the consumer confidence will get strong again, and real estate will become what it was in the past. But in studio, we've got some great guests joining us today, and I'll tell you a little bit more about them as time goes on, because I'm going to make a few announcements first. But we have Fred Arnold and Rona Jukes from American Family Funding joining us, as well as Rick Mon, a senior living community specialist with Centennial Realty. And today is definitely going to be a womb to the tomb kind of approach, because no matter where you are in life, where you're considering investing in real estate or refinancing, this is going to be a show for you. So tune in, get ready, and Fred is on his way. Rona's here. Good morning, Rona.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's nice to be had once in a while, isn't it?
It always is.
And of course, to my left here is Mr. Rick Mon of Centennial Realty. Thanks for joining us, Rick.
Good morning, and I don't want to top that one.
But before we get going, I do have a quick announcement to make here. A very good cause coming up, folks, on August 7th. If you haven't made reservations already, you might want to think about it. One night only. It's called Comics for the Cause, with comics from Comedy Central, and special guest Jay Leno will be in the house to benefit local nonprofit SCV Youth Project. This will be a night of raising money, awareness, and also tickling your funny bone. You can visit the website helpnothassle.org. That's helpnothassle.org. But it is going to be at the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center on Tuesday, August 7th, to benefit the SCV Youth Project. So come on down, have a giggle, and have a great time. Here you go, Chris. I'll let you put back that little envelope over there. And also, a real quick, I guess it's kind of self-serving, but I want to say it anyway. We haven't been on air since 4th of July, so hope everybody had a safe 4th of July, but just need to brag a little bit. Comfort Keepers in Home Care's float came in second place. Woo-hoo!
Right.
As you know, the theme was volunteerism, and of course our theme was volunteers are superheroes. So on my float, we had Supergirl, we had Batman, we had Batgirl, we had then the real superheroes of caregivers and other volunteers throughout the community. So it was a lot of fun. The weather participated with us. It wasn't too hot, and yeah, it seems like forever since we've been on the air. So I guess I've been out, playing around or something. But anyway, if you're just tuning in, great show in store for you folks. We're going to be talking about real estate. Fred Arnold and Rona Jukes of America Family Funding, and Rick Mon of senior community living specialist with Centennial Realty. And we're going to be talking all things A to Z, no matter where you are in your timeline with real estate, upsizing, downsizing, refinancing, first-time home buyer. And we're going to talk about the in the past, it was a sticky subject, but I know Rona's going to want to address a reverse mortgage and the asset that can be to a senior as we're taking on the continuum of care and aging in place process. So don't go away. We've got a great show in store. I'm Myles McNamara. You're listening to Aging with Power on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
Drugs is a price on top of a price. You pay for it with money. You pay for something you could have had. Then you pay for it out of your life.
Heroin will kill you and crack will bring you to your knees.
and crack brought me to my knees. I'm gonna stay with the program of recovery, and I'm not gonna give up. I'm just not gonna give up.
Escape reality at the Ivy Day Spa in Valencia. Relax your mind in our tranquil solarium. Unwind during your VIP massage. Rejuvenate with advanced diamond tip microdermabrasion, or choose from a variety of facial treatments. For a unique spa experience, visit the grotto, where you'll enjoy a full body exfoliating scrub in an exotic setting. Schedule your escape today and receive a 50% discount on a VIP grotto experience with your next full service treatment at the Ivy Day Spa in Valencia.
Hi, I'm Dan Sturkle, General Manager at Nissan Valencia, home to the $99 down delivers. I'm standing next to two of my most favorite vehicles, the completely redone 2013 Altima with its unbelievable 38 miles to the gallon, and the 2012 fully electric Leaf. It goes 100 miles for under $5. Here at Nissan of Valencia, not only do we have some of the lowest prices on our new Nissans, but we also have extremely low prices on our vast inventory of pre-owned vehicles. Come see us at the all-new Nissan of Valencia, home to the $99 down delivers.
Welcome back to Aging with Power. I'm Myles McNamara of Comfort Keepers in Home Care on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. And today we are talking real estate. In the house, we have Fred Arnold and Rona Jukes of American Family Funding and Rick Mon of Centennial Realty, a senior living community specialist. And you know what, Rick? We're going to start with you, my friend, because first of all, again, welcome to Aging with Power. Thanks for taking time to come out and play today. Tell us a little bit about Rick Mon, and then kind of segue, if you would, what is a senior living community specialist?
Well, I've been in real estate since 1989, and I am currently a real estate broker. I live in a community called Friendly Valley, which if you live in Santa Clarita, I'm sure you're very familiar with. Mm-hmm. Lived in there 12 years, and once I moved in there, I decided to specialize in the senior marketplaces, and that is where my career has centered. Friendly Valley is, if you will, just kind of very, very briefly, if you're familiar with the leisure worlds, it is very much like a leisure world, gate-guarded, 1,300 single-level homes for people 55 and over, and we have 2 golf courses, and everything is included in the monthly fees. As I said, I've lived there for 12 years, and I love it. Don't even lock my door at night.
I ran into you a few times over there.
Yes, this is true.
We've had a few clients in the lovely Friendly Valley. It's a great community. And, of course, Belcaro on the other side of the valley you specialize in as well. And you talk about specializing in the senior market. There really is kind of a niche there because you deal with seniors who are either in a transition in their life, if they're empty nesters, or if they're, so you probably have a lot of families coming to you with that niche and your expertise as far as downsizing. And so tell us what makes the senior market a specialty market for you.
Well, because there is so much more involved in moving into a senior community than, say, transitioning from home to home. Like with the transition into a senior marketplace, you are usually downsizing, and quite often you will be paying less for your next home than you will for the home that you're selling. And you do have a tax situation in there with your property taxes. Say you've been in your home now for 30 years. You sell your home and you move into Friendly Valley. If you sell your current home for more than you pay for your next home, you can transfer your current property tax bill to your next purchase. So say your property tax bill is $1,000 a year. You can sell your home and transfer that to your new purchase and not be impounded by having to pay a new designated property tax.
Right, because we're not telling any secrets here. I mean, this might be a Captain Obvious statement myself, but I mean, we all know our moms and dads and grandparents bought homes years and years and years ago for probably less than we're paying for our car these days. So now there's quite a capital gains there and the whole step up, and I'm sure you have people that you surround yourself with as far as CPAs, accountants, and attorneys that help you guide these folks to save the best that they can on their taxes.
Oh, definitely. There is a lot to go through. Especially with the way title is held with the new property. I highly suggest that they get trusts if they don't already have one. Their loan situation can be sometimes unique if they even need one. A lot of the purchases, the purchases are all cash. And actually, we only have, just backstepping a skosh, there are 2 senior communities in Santa Clarita, Friendly Valley and Belcaro, and they are the only 2 senior communities in all of LA County where you actually own the home and the land that they sit on. There is nothing else until you get to Kern County and into Orange County for properties like those. So it is somewhat unique.
Now, is Greenbrier considered a senior community?
Greenbrier is a senior community, and it's a mobile home park where you own the mobile home that you purchase the mobile home, but it sits on a leased land situation.
Okay.
So you're paying, your mobile home is quite a bit less than purchasing a home, but your land lease can range, depending on the home, anywhere from $600 to $1,000 a month for a land lease.
What's the inventory out there right now like in Belcaro and Friendly Valley?
In the last couple of months, it's gone down rather dramatically. There's 5 properties in Belcaro, and currently we're down to 18 properties active in Friendly Valley. From 2 months ago, there was 40. So with the prices having gotten to what they are, the prices have diminished, and they are stopping their diminishment now, so to speak, and actually they're starting to move back up in price.
And what do you see, and I know Fred and Rona probably could address this as well with some of the things we're going to talk about on their side. Are you seeing seniors in the Belcaro, Friendly Valley area who, because the home prices are down, that they don't want to sell, maybe they want to rent? Is the renters market thriving in both of those communities, or is that frowned upon? How does that look when you have someone who wants to hold on to their home but not necessarily sell it yet?
In Belcaro, it is open. In Friendly Valley,
Open, what does that mean?
If you want to rent your home, you can.
Okay.
In Friendly Valley, they established a rental policy many, many years ago, and it's in the CCNRs for just about all of the associations. There's 14 homeowner associations where it is only allowed to rent 15% of the ownership. So say one of the HOAs has 100 homes within their HOA, only 15 of them can be rented. And if you're number 16, then you have to get on a waiting list.
I was just going to say, first come, first serve.
Exactly.
You know, and is that reached its max there now? I mean, do you see a lot of seniors looking to do that?
There's waiting lists in most of the communities.
And you said in Belcaro it's open, so there is no ratio they look at. If you want to rent it, you rent it.
Exactly.
Huh, very interesting. Well, we're going to take our first break. We'll come back. We're going to talk a little bit more with Rick about some of the mistakes that seniors may make when they're looking to either downsize or sell a home, and we'll hit a few points on some of the things that Rick wants you to look out for. So don't go away. You're listening to Aging with Power. I'm Myles McNamara on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
In conclusion, our database management solution promises a 23% return in the first year alone.
In conclusion, our database management solution promises a 23% return in the first year alone.
In conclusion, our database management solution promises a 23% return in the first year alone.
Will they remember you? Everything is image, and you need your image on everything. For the most cost-effective solution, visit AmericanLogosForYou.com to put the name you choose on the things you choose. Advertise your company, promote your school, commemorate your family reunion. The possibilities are endless. Visit AmericanLogosForYou.com because everything is image.
I can't grasp why, but Bob's pitch seemed on target somehow.
Right. I can't put my finger on it, but Bob was memorable.
I agree. Bob's pitch made the right impression.
Let's award the contract to Bob then.
Make sure people remember you. Visit AmericanLogosForYou.com because everything is image.
The Donut Inn on Soledad Canyon Road has a new name, California Bakery and Cafe.
You still get the donuts, hot chocolate, and fresh squeezed juices, the sandwiches, croissants, and our famous tamales. But you'll also get cakes for parties, celebrations, and major events. Our unique bread baskets offer a one-of-a-kind gift, all with the personal service you have come to expect for the last 35 years. Get a cup of coffee and a Danish 24 hours a day. California Bakery and Cafe.
You chose the Santa Clarita Valley for quality of life, but you also need quality of health. In the last few years, Henry Mayo has dramatically advanced care for our maturing population, introducing life-saving cardiovascular services, achieving an advanced primary stroke center designation, receiving the highest cancer program accreditation, and developing new joint replacement and spine programs. In fact, Henry Mayo is now a Best Los Angeles Regional Hospital. Henry Mayo, helping ensure your quality of life through better quality of health.
Welcome back. You're listening to Aging with Power. I'm Myles McNamara of Comfort Keepers in Home Care on your hometown station, AM 1220, KHTS. And if you're just joining us, we're talking with Rick Mon, a senior living community specialist with Centennial Realty, regarding what's happening in the senior market and some of the mistakes he sees when a senior is either selling a house or buying a house. As you know, we've touched on the fact that seniors downsize and they have specialty needs that Rick can address. So again, Rick, we're talking before the break of your specialty in the senior market and the niche that you have when families and their loved ones and moms and dads are looking to downsize. And we've got the two senior communities here in the Valley. Yes. What do you see happening out there when you like, I wish you'd have talked to me before you did that?
Oh, many, many times. If somebody is getting ready to sell a property and they want to list today, and I'll walk in and they maybe should have been on one of those TV shows for
hoarding.
For hoarding.
Which is the curb appeal of what you're trying to sell. I mean, you walk into it and you've got to have the imagination, okay, if all this is gone.
Exactly. You want people to be able to see. I frankly wish people, when they're even thinking about selling and the thought crosses their mind, get in touch with me or get in touch with somebody that specializes in the marketplace. You need to set a plan and a course of action of what you're going to do, because when you're selling a place, you absolutely want to get the highest value that you can, and an expert like somebody like myself can help you sit down and see what you need to do with your home before you put it on the market. Like if you've got a living room full of furniture, you want to have access, so you need to get rid of some of the furniture. If you've got 30,000 pictures on the wall, you want to take some down so people can walk in and get an idea of what the home could be like if it was theirs. So there's that, and they really should sit down with their entire family, especially if they're a senior getting ready to sell a home, to find out what your ultimate goal is. Are you going to sell and move into an apartment? Are you going to sell and buy in Friendly Valley or Belcaro or Greenbrier? What is your ultimate goal and your ending? So you need to plan from beginning to end before you even list and see, so you're not flying by the seat of your pants, so to speak.
And one thing a lot of times families don't look down the timeline on is, and Belcaro and Friendly Valley, of course, can accommodate this because they're senior communities, but things we look at, that if we move our parents to a Friendly Valley or a Belcaro, that's where they're going to age in place for a long time to come. So you're going to have to look at what their changing needs are as a senior, as far as transportation, as far as where are their doctor's appointments going to take place. And because, again, I'm assuming when they go to a place like Belcaro or Friendly Valley, the continuum of care is what's going to continue there until we cross over.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about that. What mistakes do you see families making as far as mom and dad, we're taking the keys away in a year, how are they going to get around?
Well, in all of Santa Clarita, there's a dial-a-ride where you can call and a bus will pick you up at your home and take you anywhere in Santa Clarita for $2, and then schedule and pick you up and take you back home. Say you live in Friendly Valley, you need to get over to Henry Mayo for an appointment, cost you $2, but you do have to schedule your appointment. We do have in at least in Friendly Valley, and I don't think they do in Belcaro, but we do have a transportation service that is included, no charge, that will take you shopping to markets, Costco, up to Kohl's, to Target, and those types of places, wait for you and bring you home. So transportation is naturally somewhat of a unique situation for seniors and needs to be addressed and find out what they're going to be, because a lot of people still do have their cars.
Right. And another thing that, and I don't mean to anger anyone, because I've seen a lot of the homes in Friendly Valley, and I was kind of mystified, because that's another thing when a senior's buying a home, you need to look at the physicality of the home and what's their physical ability. And I was quite amazed that some of the bathrooms in Friendly Valley had like step-down bathtubs, or, I mean, it wasn't really, in my opinion, conducive to a senior who maybe is having hip issues or arthritic issues, but that's something that we need to look at when we're looking for homes in the Belcaro, Friendly Valley, or any senior community is physically, are there steps? Are there stairs? I mean, how can they ambulate safely around the home? And I'm sure you come up with that all the time.
Definitely do. And in a couple of places, in two of the associations, they were built with step-down Roman tubs, because at the time, the thought processes were that access to a tub was easier to step down.
But you got to get out.
I know. Well, it's like you got 2 steps to get up and out. So. And you go in with your cell phone.
Well, that's just it.
Help me.
Getting in's easy. Getting out, you're on your own.
Right. But a lot of them do. And a lot of places have, you have access to make your home, it's your home. So if you need to have like a senior bathtub built in, you have that total ability to do that. There's nobody that's going to stop you. In fact, it's encouraged. And like I said, everything in Friendly Valley is single level. So if you're in a wheelchair, you need to get in. Wheelchairs, most of the places are totally wheelchair accessible.
So Rick, if somebody wanted to partake in your expertise, how does someone find you? I mean, a lot of families and seniors out there looking to downsize and move to these communities. How I know you have a website. How does someone find Rick Mon?
Hopefully very easily. My website is www.santaclaritaseniorliving.com. My phone number is 661-755-1941. And I remember that because it was a very, very good year, and it's an easy number to remember. So I can be accessed by that through my office, Centennial Realty, or just put in Friendly Valley in your search engines, and you can find me through that.
Very good. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, sir.
Well, folks, we're going to head off to our next break, and when we come back, we're going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to kind of go to the finance side of this monster we call real estate. And joining us, as I said earlier, one of the pillars of our community, Mr. Fred Arnold, and Rona Jukes as well from American Family Funding. So don't go away. We've got a plethora of information coming your way. You're listening to Aging with Power. I'm Myles McNamara on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
I'm Dan Sturkle, General Manager for Nissan of Valencia. If you like your money as much as the next guy, we say hold on to it. Here at Nissan of Valencia, $99 down delivers any new or used vehicle in stock. Hard to believe? Here's our disclosure. Blah, blah, blah. Total from you, $99. Oh, and blah, blah, blah on approved credit. Bankruptcies, foreclosures, late pays, hey, it's all okay here. We have tons of banks vying for your business. Nissan of Valencia, home to the $99 down delivers. Hope to see you soon.
Scratch Golf Accelerated, Santa Clarita's unique indoor golf training and fun center. We have great programs for kids and adults of all levels. Rain or shine, we're here to improve your golf game and have fun doing it.
It's great to practice with just the girls at Scratch.
We enjoy playing in the adult league at night. It's a great time.
And they make it so much fun for the kids too.
We love Scratch!
Come see us at Scratch.
This is a channel for the community. This is a channel for the community.
We're the Santa Clarita Valley's only television channel, but we're more than just a media outlet.
Welcome back to Aging with Power. I'm Myles McNamara of Comfort Keepers and Home Care on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. And we're talking real estate today. We were talking to Rick Mon about some of the niche of seniors purchasing and downsizing. And now we're going to jump over to the finance side. And as I mentioned earlier, really happy to have in the studio with us today Fred Arnold and Rona Jukes of American Family Funding. Fred's huge in our community. Fred, everything you do, thank you. I mean, you're involved with our veterans, with you're the incoming chairman of the board of our Chamber of Commerce. So thanks for everything you do.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. And then, of course, Rona Jukes, who's also been in our community for decades and one of the pillars as well. I mean, who doesn't know Rona and Fred, right? But kind of a nice segue. We were talking to Rick about the niche of the senior market, and there's something out there that's had a bad rap in the past. It still has a stigma to it when you mention it, but it's so regulated now. We have people like you who are spearheading it. Let's talk reverse mortgages, because that's an asset that the seniors have that, again, they're scared of what they used to be, but it really has come a long way. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Reverse mortgages, and I'm not going to say that I wasn't hesitant when it first came out. You heard a lot of different bad tales. But then again, we had a lot of companies out there that were taking advantage of seniors, basically. But a reverse mortgage today is a very different world. It's very regulated. It's an FHA, or a Federal Housing Administration government-insured loan. It is open to anyone at 62 or older. If you have a married couple, you always take the younger of the two. And there is a certain percentage that they're able to take out. They can use that equity towards really anything. They can use it toward just living. A lot of our seniors today are in need of assistance, and they don't want to leave their home. So you can take out the equity and use it for that. I just recently closed one where the client wanted to assist their son in purchasing a home. So they did a refinance, they have no mortgage payments, and they were able to hand over a substantial amount of money to their son and assist them for buying a home. You can use your equity and get a reverse mortgage. In today's economy, families are moving back in together with each other. It's kind of an environment where we have to help each other in the family. You can take your reverse mortgage, you can sell your existing home, take your reverse mortgage, take the equity the difference between what you sold it and the equity, and take that difference and apply it towards a new home, still get a reverse mortgage, still not have a monthly payment to make, and be able to buy a larger home to accommodate your family unit and have everyone live together. It's a win-win situation. The sons and the daughters are there to help you and assist you, and you're there to assist them in this really tough economy.
And to clarify a little bit more, because I know a lot of people are familiar with reverse mortgages, but some you still get that deer in the headlight look. And you touched on it briefly as far as no payments. Mm-hmm. The difference between a reverse mortgage and a home equity line of credit is?
Well, on a reverse, you can get a line of credit. There's two ways you can do a reverse mortgage. You can do it as a fixed rate loan, or you can do it as a line of credit. And the difference is when you take out the fixed rate loan, there are no monthly payments. If you take out a loan for $300,000, you're going to be handed $300,000, but you don't have to make a payment. Until such time as you say crossover,
or you're displaced for a year.
Right. And then but you always have to live in the property.
Right.
A line of credit, and I'm working on one right now, his choice is he only wants that money available if he needs it.
Right.
And the line of credit is you only pay on the amount you pulled from that line. So if you have a line of credit of $50,000 and you've used $1,000, you're only going to pay on that $1,000.
Right.
And it's usually interest only, and again, you don't pay on the principal until such time as you have to sell the property.
One of the biggest fears I hear, and hopefully we can get this before our next break, is well, then they're going to take my house from me. I mean, there's a ratio, there's a percentage that you can get out of your home on a reverse mortgage, and just like anything else, just like the home equity line of credit, if you sell your home, of course, you have to pay off your debtors first.
Exactly. And one of the things is the myths about, reverse mortgages. I don't own my home. You still own your home. You still hold title to it. They will even do a loan and do a reverse mortgage to a trust. So if you're already in a trust, which a lot of seniors should be, we'll go ahead and do it to the trust. The one I just closed was to the trust. It wasn't to the individual. So that's another protection. And the debt doesn't pass on to the heirs. A lot of them think that, once they lose their mom or dad, the parent, and now they're responsible. No, because you have to sell the property. Mm-hmm. And whatever the property sells for will satisfy the debt. And because it's FHA insured, I think the biggest expense is on the FHA insurance. Because if for some reason you took out a loan at $300,000 and when you go to sell it, it's only worth $250,000, that's all they're going to satisfy for. It's $250,000. They're going to pay off that debt. The heirs will not have to come up with that difference.
Which I think is the biggest misunderstanding.
Sure. Yeah.
And the biggest thing is, like you were saying, is the seniors need to take care of the continuum of care costs, their aging in place issues. Mm-hmm. There is no monthly payment. But
there is none.
And like you said, it doesn't change until they pass, or else they get placed outside the home for more than a year.
For more than a year, yes, because that's one of the things is they have to own the home, they have to live in the home, and it has to be their principal place of residence. And more importantly, they'll do a reverse mortgage on any type of a property. They'll do it on planned unit development. They'll do it on a single family. They'll do it on a condo. The only caveat with that is it has to be FHA approved, but it's not restricted to the type of property.
Right. And the biggest thing to really hit one more time before we take our next break is that it's so regulated and so monitored by FHA and the government. The shyster folks can't survive in that world anymore.
No. Anyone who is doing reverse mortgages right now, they are doing it for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons. And there's counseling sessions that the client has to go through. It's a telephone counseling session. It's about an hour, hour and a half. It's required. They get a certificate of completion, and then we can move forward with the loan.
Very cool. We're going to take our next break, folks. When we come back, we're going to shift gears again, and we're going to let Fred give us some consumer tips and kind of guide us through some of the pitfalls and caution flags of this thing we call financing. So don't go away. You're listening to Aging with Power. I'm Myles McNamara on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
Did you know SCV TV reaches over 250,000 people in the Santa Clarita Valley? SCV TV's sports and event coverage has audiences in the tens of thousands. SCVTV.com has nearly 200,000 page views a month, and no other Santa Clarita media outlet has more friends on Facebook than SCV TV. Can you imagine what it would mean to your business if your message reached all those people? If you need to generate more local business, or if you would like to uniquely position your company within the community, then consider SCV TV in your marketing campaign. SCV TV, the only local television for Santa Clarita.
When someone abducts a child, they're not about to advertise it, but we will. Sign up at wirelessamberAlerts.org to get free Amber Alert text messages on your cell phone. Help put a child abductor out of business for good. Wireless Amber Alerts. A child is calling for help.
Welcome back. You're listening to Aging with Power, produced by Comfort Keepers and Home Care, and I'm Myles McNamara on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. And we just explored the myths and past bad rap of reverse mortgages with Rona, and now we're going to switch over to Mr. Fred Arnold, and he's going to talk about consumer tips and what's going on out there in the real world. Again, Fred, thanks for coming in and to share your wisdom with us.
Thanks for allowing me to come in and share this important information, no matter whether you're a senior or whether you're someone just buying their first home. There's some really valuable consumer protection tips, I want to call it, but really just common sense that sometimes we have a tendency to forget or maybe overlook because of the excitement and the confusion and the everything that goes along with buying a house or refinancing a house. It's important to be aware.
And what are you seeing out there that is making you cringe?
A couple things. One, signing a blank document. Don't ever sign a blank document. Make sure it's filled in completely. Make sure you understand it completely.
It's funny that you would even have to say that, but
yeah, there's still people out there that says, "Hey, we'll fill in the details later." And no, get it straight the first time. Get it done right. Don't be in a hurry when someone's at your kitchen table if they come to your place or if you go to their place. Don't rush through documents. Make sure you understand the documents you are signing, because a good mortgage professional or a good real estate agent will make sure that you understand what you're signing. And another thing we don't see that much is, are they leaving you a copy of everything you're signing as they leave? Don't go, well, I'll get it back to you. Say, well, okay, can I get a copy of that now? Can we run to Kinko's together and get it? I get that maybe you don't have a copy for me. Can I do that?
But wouldn't that be a red flag right out the gate, Fred? If someone's in your home having you sign with no copies, shouldn't the bells and whistles go off right there?
It should. It should. Still, sometimes good people maybe are in a hurry, but absolutely, that would be the first red flag
I'm not
that
going
you
to
might want to
Kinko's with you.
question.
Get out of my house.
I get that. I get that.
You'd be amazed at what goes on.
Yeah, we see quite a bit of that type of thing happen over the years, and it's cleaned up quite a bit with all the regulation we have, which 3/4 of it was very good, and it's just the extra quarter that's really created some challenges. But yeah, that's really smart. And make sure the mortgage professional, the real estate agent, if they have the Servian attitude, the attitude of abundance, where, look, whether you use me or not, I want to be a resource to you, that's where you want to be drawn to. It's an abundant attitude versus a need attitude of a salesperson, and they are salespeople. They get paid a commission when you transact with them, and so let's not ignore that. But are they servient? Are they working from the side of abundance versus the side of need? Because a need is they want to get you to sign as quickly as possible versus abundance. Hey, whether you use me or not, Myles, I want to make sure I'm a resource to all your mortgage needs or any questions you have, and I can refer you to the right professional.
Right.
That's the side you really need to be on.
And you can tell the difference. I mean, it just resonates when someone's either trying to push you along or help you along.
Yeah.
You know, and what about the... Rona and I was talking about it, and I don't mean to derail you here because you have a good. So if we want to come back to this, we can. But the pre-qual letter, where do you see some of the biggest mistakes happening? Because again, with this slippery slope market and everything that's going on, there's that pre-qual letter, pre-qualification letter to get you to at least know that you're legitimately able to purchase this home.
Well, if they issue a pre-qual or pre-approval letter without pulling your credit and without seeing. It's okay for a legitimate mortgage company to pull your credit. They shouldn't charge you anything, by the way, to do that. And looking at your income documentation, if you're qualifying for a home loan, if you happen to be getting a forward mortgage versus a reverse mortgage, if they haven't looked at your income, if they haven't looked at your assets, if they haven't looked at your credit, then it's not much of a pre-approval or pre-qualification letter because it has no basis. The other thing I always think is helpful to seniors or to anyone buying a house in this market is don't be afraid to submit a copy of your credit report with your Social Security number whited out and your account numbers whited out to the seller. And don't be afraid to ask for it if you're a seller of the buyer, so you can see whether the person has reasonable credit to buy your house. Can you see their pay stub? Can you see if they have enough down payment? Again, a lot of information can be whited out, but as an educated seller or an educated buyer, it'll help you get the house quicker by proving it to the seller. Or as a seller, you'll have the confidence to know that this person is qualified. And little things like that really show the integrity of the transaction because we've lacked it over the years from all areas. Everything's been loosey-goosey, and I think we have to tighten things up.
And one thing that Rona said, which is, again, almost from the duh category, is if you do have someone legitimately give you a pre-approval letter, and so you've got that's the status quo of where you sit today. Don't go out and buy something or finance something because that's going to take that pre-qual letter and you might as well shred it.
Yeah, as Rona knows, yeah.
It's all part of the counseling. You know, you sit down with your client, especially a first-time home buyer. And I love first-time home buyers because they're just like, they're like a sponge, and they absorb all this information, and they listen. You know, and I tell them, now's not the time to go buy a new car while you're in this process. Now's not the time to go buy furniture, buy anything until we fund your loan. Because even just before we draw loan documents, a lender will pull a soft credit. And I've had where clients, you know, you call and you're all excited, your loan's been approved, and they go, thank you, and they go out and buy a car.
Yeah.
And you can't. You can't do it.
So we're going to take our last break, folks. When we come back, we're going to wrap up with Fred and Rona on some other good consumer tips regarding financing, refinancing, reverse mortgages, whatever other good nuggets we can think of during the break. So don't go away. You're listening to Aging with Power on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
When I grow up, I want to help animals. When I grow up, I want to help animals. When I grow up, I want to help animals.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle.
The odds of a child being in a Broadway show are 1 in 11,000. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 166. The odds say it's time to listen. To learn the signs of autism, visit autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back. You're listening to Aging with Power. I'm Myles McNamara of Comfort Keep Present Home Care on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, and we are wrapping up jam-packed info session here, folks. We've been talking about the senior market with Rick Mon in the real estate, and now we've been talking with Fred and Rona of American Family Funding on some of the reverse mortgages and financing and closing issues of getting a loan funded. And Fred, I know you gave us some great consumer tips last segment, and you have a few more for us this segment.
Yeah, I want to bring Rick in on this one and Rona, and that is know what it's going to cost you to get the loan. Know how much it's going to cost you to sell your home. Know how much you're going to get out of the sale of your home. That's really important. One of the things that we find of a very good and competent realtor is somebody that's going to kind of give a ballpark of what you're going to get out of the home. What's it called? A net sheet, correct?
Net sheet, yeah. Buyer or seller net sheet.
And in our side of the fence, it's not a good faith anymore. You don't get a good faith until you apply for the loan. But it's called a fees worksheet, where it breaks down all the closing costs. And a good mortgage professional, Myles, can, without a doubt, come within, I would say, $1,000, $1,500 on the total closing cost. They could even estimate a little bit on the high side. So I think that's really critical.
And that's what I do. You know, I call the other the fee worksheets that look very pretty. I don't do pretty. I'm realistic, and I do real, and I cushion, because the one thing I always want to tell my clients is you didn't have to bring in as much as we thought. Or in a refinance, you're getting more back.
You cushion on the high side.
I always cushion on the high side, because the one thing is you don't ever want is that borrower to walk away and say, look what she did to me. Or,
well, and one thing I've noticed, because I've been through this rodeo a few times, is math is pretty black and white. So you say ballpark it, but again, I think we know what fees the mortgage broker is going to charge. We know what fees the realtor is going to charge. We know how many points. You can really come within hundreds, if not tens of dollars, if you start putting the math together, because math is not gray.
Yeah, and a great mortgage professional or real estate agent, whether you're using them or not, will walk you through it.
Right.
Because they're thinking, okay, maybe I can get the next transaction, maybe I can get a referral from this. Spend 15 minutes explaining something is absolutely huge, which really goes into my second point, and that is be specific of what you want. Do your homework up front. It's okay to go online online to look at neighborhoods. It's okay to go online to look and get a ballpark of where interest rates are, what normal fees are, then get specific with the individual mortgage professional or real estate agent or realtor that you're dealing with. So have an idea what you want. Make sure you control the conversation enough where you're asking the right questions and writing down notes, but be specific. And then you can get those questions from your friends and family and those that you love, like, and trust.
And when you start asking questions, because you should know every aspect of your loan and transaction, you may just identify a few garbage fees that you'd like some explanation on.
Absolutely, and it's okay to ask every question book because we've heard it all,
right?
And that's healthy for a transaction because it opens up dialogue. And there's nothing better than a real estate agent or mortgage professional knowing they did the job completely and professionally.
Well, I know we've just touched the tip of the iceberg here. I mean, there's so much overwhelming information. If someone wanted to get a hold of you guys at American Family Funding, give us some insight on that.
Well, I could be reached. My direct number at American Family is 661-505-4335. You can reach me on my website at www.affloans.com. I am always around. I'm always in the community. I'm always volunteering, very active with the chamber, and more importantly, I'm here to answer your questions. Even if I end up not doing your loan, I will guide you and provide you with resources that could assist you, and always be there for a second opinion.
Myles, Rona is a rock star in our valley and a rock star when it comes to lending. We're fortunate to have her with us, and so she's very patient with people. So I want to stress that Rona is a great resource to you. Just go ahead and call our office. If you need to get a hold of me, I'm at 661-505-4300, 505-4300, or Fred at fredarnold.com.
And I know Rona jukes, I mean, I might have come up with a new tagline for you, but it's the good side of getting juked.
That's true.
I like that.
You like
I
that?
like that.
And you know what time is it?
Let's run with it.
And it's always closing time at American Family Funding.
Well, Myles, I want to congratulate you. I saw your float. Fantastic job.
Oh, thank you.
And everything you do with their seniors is critical because it really is a protected class for a reason, because it's our parents, it's those that need our help and assistance. So
absolutely.
I want to mention that because you're very involved in the community and very involved in the chamber.
Thanks, Fred. Well, folks, that does bring us to the end of our hour. Great hour we had. Rick Mon, Senior Living Specialist with Centennial Realty, and, of course, Fred Arnold and Rona Jukes of American Family Funding. Thanks, guys, for taking time out of your busy day. That does bring us to the end of our show, folks. If you ever have a specific topic you'd like me to address, please drop me an email at miles@agingwithpower.com. I'll make it happen. We're sponsored by Comfort Keepers in Home Care. I'm Myles McNamara of Comfort Keepers in Home Care. And remember, folks, aging is not a disease. It's a journey. So do it with power.